Welcome to the Jeff and Alan Show, broadcasting to you on the Junior Factor Nation Radio Network. Now, here are your hosts, Jeff Hamill and Alan Kling.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Jeff and Alan Show. My name is Jeff Hamill, broadcasting behind enemy lines in Whisper Booth 112B in the library here at Penn State Harrisburg. And with me is
Alan Kling, coming to you live from the overpass here in central Pennsylvania, in the midst of yet another bread and milk epidemic, as I am eating another just wonderfully yummy tasty cake pie, produced locally, with a turkey whole beverage in my other hand. And this is episode number 7, International Money War.
If you'd like to contact us anytime during the show, you can do so here on the Junior Factor Nation Spreaker chat box. You can talk to us down there. It's a bunch of fun. You can also comment on each episode here on Spreaker as well. I found that out the other day. You can also follow me and Alan on Twitter at the JHP and at PizzaMan721. Talk to us on the forum, JFN community.freeforums.net. And now you can call the show and leave a voicemail at 323-813-5227. 5227 is JAAS.
Call us!
So it's call us. So it's 323-813-5227. Send us a voicemail there and be like, "Hey Jeff, we love you. Hey Alan, we hate you." Whatever you like. Not meaning to throw you under the bus, Alan, but it's okay.
It happens.
So happy Fat Tuesday. Is it Mardi Gras now? Is that on Fat Tuesday?
Well,
or is that...
The Rock tweeted about it. It's National Pancake Day, so...
It's also National Pancake Day.
It's Pancake Day, Mardi Gras Day, False Knot Day. I believe tomorrow starts Lent, if I'm correct.
Yes, tomorrow starts Lent.
And it's also the first of spring training time for Major League Baseball. Free agency starts for the National Football League. The NHL is back in full spring. Following the Olympics, no one watches Major League Soccer. Basketball is trying to become relevant again. Allen Iverson got his jersey retired. Horse racing coming around the corner. We got Triple Crown coming up in May.
So much stuff is going on right now. It's exciting.
Coming. And it's all running wild.
It's all running wild. Dude, I haven't had a donut yet. And if you don't know, in the East Coast, I know it, especially in the Mid Coast, you can get frost nuts, and they are pretty much donuts, but they're made with like
fatty, fat stuff.
Fat stuff, dough, and I think there are potatoes in there somewhere too. I'm not sure.
So
I'm not Catholic, so I don't follow Lent at all. But I would definitely have a frost nut, but I haven't yet today, so I might after the show. Probably not.
I'm gonna up my tasty cake pies, my frosting out because they're yummy. They are so good.
Alan, we are going to talk about the biggest story of the week, actually for the past almost 2 weeks now, Russia and the Ukraine.
Finally, someone's going to talk about something other than LeBron.
Actually, all I've been hearing about is Russia and the Ukraine, really.
Yeah, I got SportsCenter on, that's why.
He has SportsCenter on. I have the Junior Factor Nation. Who's the better host? I'm kidding. But according to Yahoo News, now I have not been in favor of the U.S. ever going after the Ukraine. I don't think it's our business. I don't think it's our war to get into. I think that we should just stay out of it. Until today, when I looked up news.yahoo.com, 2 hours ago, according to Reuters, Russia test fires ICBM amid tension over the Ukraine. So if you don't know what ICBMs are, they are intercontinental ballistic missiles, which are just...
That'll get you a big championship.
I don't know what that means, but...
Intercontinental championship?
No, intercontinental ballistic missiles. You know, deadly things.
Big title belt for them trying to win.
So if you're totally clueless and you haven't paid attention to any of the news lately, Russia, I guess, is in control of the Ukraine. And the Ukraine wants to be part of the European Union and They want the euro, which I don't know why they want the
The
euro.
euro's falling apart. Why do you want the euro?
I mean, they're trying to back up Greece still, and Greece is still in a whole bunch of debt, and they can't get themselves out of it. I don't know why they want to be part of the EU, but they are.
Man, if Greece would be any farther down the ground, they'd be high-fiving China.
If not, they're below China, maybe. If it wasn't for the euro, they would be below China in their debt. But the Ukraine citizens want to be part of the EU. Russia wants nothing to do with it for the Ukraine. So Putin, which by the way, Putin got into the government in Russia technically illegally. It's against the Constitution. He actually wrote a constitutional amendment to allow more than a certain amount of times a president can serve because he wanted to be president or whatever, leader again.
Well, ain't that a little monarchy-like?
It's kind of dictator-like, but...
That too, very.
But today, things got a little crazy. Today is Tuesday, the 4th, March 4th. They were testing ICBMs Tuesday with tensions rising over the military invasion of Ukraine's Crimea region. A U.S. official said that the United States has recovered proper notification from Russia ahead of the test, and that the initial notification predated the crisis. The Russian defense military could not be reached for comment. So it looks like the U.S. knows that Russia is going after the Ukraine, and they're testing ICBMs. But here's the problem I have with ICBMs, and it's a fairly large problem. There was something in the 1960s called the Cuban Missile Crisis. It was during the Cold War when Russia...
It was not very cold, actually. It was
wasn't?
It was very room temperature.
Yeah, it wasn't very cold, but it was a cold tactic because the USSR, or current-day Russia, was sending ICBMs, or different names for ICBMs, but they were sending in medium to long-distance missiles to the border of Cuba. And the reason that it ended was because the entire South America, all of South America, said, holy crap, those could also be fired and they could hit us. And then they really pushed for the UN to stop the whole Cuban Missile Crisis thing from happening. I think America needs to realize that ICBMs can and probably will be able to hit the U.S. from Russia. I don't know exactly if they can right now, but they could possibly, or they can send them, to their neighborhood, Cuba, because Cuba still hates us.
Great.
So I'm not sure exactly where I stand. I haven't heard a really good reason for us to invade, and I haven't really heard of a good reason for us not to invade. I don't think we should invade because we don't have a reason to. There's literally no reason for us to be involved. Alan, what is your opinion? Should we get involved? Should we stay out of it? Who really cares?
Well, I don't really think that we have any reason to get involved right now unless there's immediate danger to our homeland. Then I think that we'd have a legitimate reason to get involved. But at the same time, someone might say we need to protect our allies, but at the same time, where are they when someone attacks us?
Yeah, we get attacked all the time.
If someone attacks us, do they really do anything? So why should we run over and jump with them? So they're just going to run away from us, and they're going to be two-faced about it. We need to be able to protect ourselves, and we can't go over like some other times. For example, in Vietnam, we went over and helped someone, and, well, they just hightailed away, and we got stuck there fending for ourselves.
So I'm reading a little bit while you're talking there. And it's a 20-meter or 60-foot long RS-12M, 12 meter? I don't know.
And also...
Hold on. Known as NATO, or known in NATO as SS-25 Sickle, and it was the first put into service in 1985, 6 years before the collapse of the Soviet Union, and was designed to carry a nuclear warhead. Its range is 6,000 miles. So, say what you're going to say while I do research and try to see how far 6,000 miles is from Russia. You were saying something? Alan? Hello, Alan. Are you there? I think I might have lost Alan. I don't know where he is. So we are going to, I'll find him. So I have no idea where Alan is right now, but I do know that I was doing some research, and the 6,000 miles in which the range of the nuclear warhead is, the center of the U.S. is about 5,000, roughly 500 miles. Washington, D.C. could be super close to where this would land. And I don't know. I think that we could get involved if Russia has a possible assault, or at least pressure if they have a pressure to assault us. If not, I don't think we should get involved. I don't think it's not any of our business. But a good part of the news is that Putin has vowed to keep forces on the table as he's our Secretary of State John Kerry arrives in the Ukraine.
Former presidential candidate John Kerry.
There you are. I was looking for you.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Yeah. So, on Tuesday today, the Ukraine...
Frostnut Day.
On that word, Putin has pretty much just said, hey, you know what? We're not going to have any pressure against you, against anybody. We're gonna kind of keep the troops back because they kind of respect us in this sense, because they're
good. They should.
But the problem is they don't fear us at all. Do you think that they would really? Do you think Putin would just say, hey, we're going to keep the forces on the table as a U.S. representative comes down to talk to the Ukrainian government? No. They would. This is what they would do. If they really feared us, they would say, not only are we going to take the troops off of the table, we are going to never allow us to have a military run government again. I don't think that the Russians fear us in the slightest. I think that we have made a joke of ourselves. I have heard on countless talk shows that I think is Hillary Clinton a couple years ago was like talking to them and trying to be funny, and she just like a moron. Obama looks like an idiot all the time whenever he's talking to these officials. It's just not good. And they're like, well, they respect us, but they don't fear us, and that's the problem. Back in the 1980s and 90s, they feared us. They feared us to no end. And I want to add one thing before we go on to the next topic, and we'll ask Alan a question in a second. But I love how people were making fun of Sarah Palin back in the 2008 elections because she said that the Ukraine would be the next. I'm not sure.
But you can see Russia from her house, so there you go.
You do realize that she didn't say that?
Actually, yeah, and I was talking to someone a couple weeks ago that was from Alaska, and they told me that they really cannot see Russia from their house. Yeah, so I brought that up to her.
Yeah, it's really funny because a lot of people...
I just had to because that was the first time in forever that I actually met someone from Alaska, because that's not someone you see every day.
A lot of people I know are like, well, she said that. Well, she really didn't say it. Was on an SNL skit. But another thing is Obama has been going after... Oh, by the way, I'm going to link on the forums, I'm going to link a... Sorry, I just got an email. I will link a link that I saw from The Blaze. You guys have to check it out. It's hilarious. I think Glenn Beck did a great job. And it's about Sarah Palin talking and how people made fun of her and how it's so becoming true with the whole Ukrainian incident. But Alan, last question about this topic. We have about 5-6 minutes left in this segment. Do you think we should get involved? Yes or no?
No.
Me neither. As of right now, there's no reason.
It would be a waste. We would be putting American lives on the line for a situation we have no business being a part of as of this moment. We don't have... There's nothing that we have to gain. We have so much to lose.
I agree. I don't think we should get involved. Tell us in the chat, do you think we should get involved?
Tweet us, call us!
Yeah, call us, tweet us, 323-813-5227. Call us, whatever. We're going to switch over to kind of ridiculous news. 2 stories we have real quick, 5 minutes.
Bang, bang.
According to New York's CBS local station at newyork.cbslocal.com,
Seeking local.
New Jersey teen sues her parents. Okay, kind of happens every once in a while. But she claims she was kicked out of her house and they denied her, yes, college money. She is suing, her name is Rachel Canning, and she is suing her parents because they kicked her out of her house, or kicked her out of her parents' house, and she demands that her parents pay her college education. She's going to a private Catholic school. Her parents, when she says that she was kicked out of her house, her parents say, no, we told her she can either continue dating her boyfriend, which we don't like, or she can live in our house and obey our rules, and so she decided to leave. This chick is she's such the wrong mindset. Next segment, we have an interview with that we took last Thursday.
Yep.
And we talked to Megan Stoner, and she talks about fiscal responsibility. This is perfect because this chick has no personal financial responsibility, and she's like, hey, this private school is expensive. Here, Mom and Dad, you take care of it. I think it's ridiculous.
But Jeff, like I was getting at last week, if minimum wage would be raised, maybe if this girl would work more hours at a part-time job she could potentially have, she would have a higher chance of being able to afford college education for herself and pay for it herself instead of relying and expecting her parents to pay for it for her. She would be able to monetarily be responsible for it by herself.
But
if minimum wage would be higher, she would be able to do that. And maybe she doesn't want to take out a loan. I'm saying hypothetically because she probably doesn't have that mindset. But if she did, she maybe might not want to take a college loan out, and she'll be able to have a better chance of affording the hefty price of college tuition.
I don't want to
raise it up a little bit more.
I don't want to debate at all, but I will say if you bring up the minimum wage, prices of everything will increase and inflation will continue.
Up and it hasn't been raised.
Oh, it has.
Inflation, cost of living.
Inflation will go up if we increase the minimum wage.
It's been going up without it been going up.
But we're just going to amplify it. We're going to just make it go faster. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to make it go up and up and up more and more if we say, hey, we're going to have minimum wage go up. Why?
Inflation's been going up because they're printing more money. But at the same time, people are not getting paid more.
But we can't afford it. We can't say you're going to get paid $11.
If we can't afford people to get paid more, how can we afford them to print more money? If they print more money, we should be able to make more money because there's more money in circulation.
You should have less money in circulation.
Able to sufficiently get more money in the market, and if a business would be forced to pay the employer more, that would let them have more money into the economy, and the economy would stimulate way more than if the average employee was making a substantial amount less.
Yeah, but it doesn't work that way. If you print more money, inflation goes up, and then we can get paid so much more if we print more money. But the fact that we're printing more money makes the value of the dollar go down.
Exactly. That's correct. You're correct on that. You're definitely correct.
When you get paid more, then the value of the dollar goes down, and then we get paid literally less. But we have one more topic.
The dollar is still going down because
we have one more topic to talk about, and we have a minute to talk about it. So I want to talk about it real quick. It's from PoliticusUSA.com. I believe that's what it's called, and I know I was going to get in trouble when I saw this title. Millionaire Paul Ryan,
big money,
discusses a plan to gut all programs from 99% to help fund the poor. And they're talking about dun 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 income inequality. And I guarantee you one thing. They never, ever, 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 ever talk about Obama inequality. Because
he has more money than we do.
that he has so much money. Hey, Alan, this summer, why don't you just come down with me? You know what? The taxpayers, they'll pay for your trip. And while you're there, you're going to stay in a nice, and I'm not saying where yet, but let's go to Hawaii this summer. Let's go to Hawaii and stay in a 5-star hotel. And Alan, you know what? The taxpayers will pay for you.
So
Income
I'm
inequality. Yeah,
so I'm paying for my own trip, right?
But you're the president in this hypothetical situation, so no. I'm paying. I'm the one paying.
Jeff, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is great. I just won straight out of Bob Barker's Palace on Price is Right. New trip to Hawaii. This is great.
And we're going over our time real quick, but I do want to say one of the things is in 2012, the gap between the richest 1% and the remaining 99% was the widest it's ever been since the 1920s, with income of the wealthiest 1% raising nearly 275%, whereas the income of the 99% rose barely 1% in comparison. I love how they're writing this. Since the 1920s, another thing I heard this week is the 1920s were bad. Well, according to history...
The 1920s were the roaring 20s.
The roaring 20s. Dude, people
Industry
before the 1920s had 0 cars. None. After the 1920s, everyone had a car.
In the 20s, they rode horses to where they wanted to go. They rode horses. Horses got them places.
It works.
They grabbed, they put blinkers on the horse, left him go down the highway, and they got somewhere.
We are way over time, but economics works, ladies and gentlemen. It works, and every time that someone goes, the roaring 20s were bad, tell them, you were so uneducated, I don't even want to talk to you. We will be right back with a interview with Megan Stoner.
Tweet us!
Call us! Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Jeff and Alan Show, broadcasting on the Junior Factor Nation Radio Network. And we have a special interview today, and I hope I don't mess up her name. It is Megan Stoner. She's on the phone with us. How are you doing today?
I am fine. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, I know that this is going to be played for a little while, but tomorrow is your 16th birthday, so happy birthday from myself and Alan.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Can you please explain to us why or how you grew up to be a conservative? Because if people are listening that don't know, Megan is a part of Turning Point USA at turningpointusa.net. And it's a group of conservatives, young conservatives, kind of like the Junior Factor Nation, who they go out and they speak and they do, they write columns. I mean, their columns are on point. I love going to their website, and it's just like, hey, they wrote 4 new columns today, and it is great. So, why did you want to become a conservative? What was your upbringing, your background to, hey, I could be a Democrat, I could be a liberal, I could be a conservative? What made you choose conservatism?
I was not brought up by political parents at all. They never voted, so I got involved. I got involved in 2011. We knew a guy that was running for a race here in my town, and we got involved, and we were helping him. And the following year was a major election year, 2012, and I got to help in a U.S. Senate race here in Indiana, which is awesome. I helped with the Richard Murdoch campaign a lot, and since then I've got more involved with Turning Point, and I still at my state house now. I've done a lot of amazing things, and I've got to help educate people my age about what's going on.
Now, I love what you said. Your parents aren't political. And the number one thing I hear at my high school when I went to high school was, oh, you're just a conservative because your parents are. And I'll be honest, my parents were too. But you are a shining proof that your parents don't have to be conservative. Your parents don't have to teach you everything. They can push you in a way. But you're like, hey, mom and dad, we're getting involved in politics, if you like it or not. And I'm assuming they're politically driven now?
Yeah, they actually vote every election. And they support me, which is amazing. Their support is like nothing else. They help drive me places. They're behind me 100%. if I didn't have their support, I probably would not be as involved as I am today.
Wow, that is impressive. Trying to get your parents to vote,
Yeah.
man. Are there any programs in your high school that would help young conservatives learn things, learn what we stand for, etc., like a political club? Are there anything that you could get involved in your high school?
We finally have one, and we did not have anything conservative. We had a Young Democrat. We had nothing conservative up till this year. I started in November a Turning Point chapter, a Turning Point USA chapter at my high school. And it's probably the most amazing thing that probably happened at my high school, because there were a lot of young conservatives, and I don't think they felt comfortable like saying it, because we're often made fun of because of what we believe. So it opened like a brand new opportunities for kids my age, and it made a safe place for them to talk about what they believe.
Is Indiana a Democratic or a more Republican state?
We're a more Republican state, however, the county I live in is known as Democrat County. It's 3-1 Democrat here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's amazing how my Turning Point chapter is growing over the last couple months.
I am very new to Turning Point. So what is a chapter?
A chapter basically just is how many kids you can get together. It doesn't matter if it's 5, or it doesn't matter if it's 100. My chapter is one of the largest I think we have. Mine's about 22. I'm the only high school chapter server in Indiana. We have over 100 chapters all over the nation, high school and colleges. And there's just a lot of opportunities. We do a lot of educating and a lot of activism.
So if someone would want to get started and become part of a chapter, they just go to turningpointusa.net and...
Yes, and they would just click on the chapters tab. And if there's not one near you, then start one. If I can do it, I'm telling you, anyone can do it. Because I did not think I was the person to start a chapter. But mine has grown and grown, and we've done some amazing things. And I'm excited for what it's about to come to.
What exactly are you wanting to accomplish through Turning Point?
I just want to get more people involved. I think more young people my age and on up till 18 or so, 22, need to know what's going on. They need to realize the debt we're in as a nation. They need to realize what fiscal responsibility is as well. And I just want to see more eyes open, because I know what that felt like for me. And I feel like more people just need to know.
So one of the things that Turning Point likes to do is educate us young people about different topics with fiscal responsibility and everything. Could you just tell us what is the biggest point that you're trying to get to people in your high school and through Turning Point? What's the biggest issue of today that you're trying to be like, this is so important, why aren't you paying attention to this?
I think the biggest one is that debt cannot be a habit. You cannot constantly be in high debt. High debt ruins economic potential, private investment, and it jeopardizes the future generations. So I think the biggest issue would be, don't go in debt, whether you're running the nation or you're just a business. You can apply it any way you want. Just don't go in debt. I think that's the biggest one.
Do you have any more topics you want to talk about?
Well, one other thing I want to say is that there are so many opportunities within Turning Point. We also offer scholarships to YAF conferences or YAL conferences, and especially CPAC.
Oh, wow. You did CPAC. Wow.
Yeah, we just, this is our first year, and we had over 80 applicants. So
Wow.
it was competitive, but I would encourage, and you just have to be involved within Turning Point. You just have to be like, anybody in my chapter could even apply. If they're not a columnist, or if they're not, they also have a great speakers program to get involved with public speaking. That's what I'm on. That's a great way to get involved. They also have the columnist program. You can write for them. Another great way to get involved.
If you want more information, go to turningpointusa.net, and you can look at ambassadors. It's on the main page, ambassadors, and you can even look at C-SPAN 2014, and you can meet all of the ambassador team. And there are people from Texas, Virginia, North Carolina, New Hampshire, from all over this great nation. So I want to say there's someone from Toronto going.
Wow.
If you're at your high school right now and you're like, all these liberals are talking to me and they don't make any sense, I want a conservative Go to
Or your
turningpointusa.net.
random community college with their English professor that yells at you.
No, go to turningpointusa.net. It is like I number one, I love the website. Number two, I love what they stand for. And you just have to go to the join, get involved, look at their information, start a chapter if you want. It's like,
Do they have a Twitter?
they do. Yeah, if you go under social media, find them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of it. Do you have any last thoughts any last things you'd like to say to our audience?
No, thank you for having me, though.
They have a Reddit. We need more conservatives on Reddit. I hate Reddit because it's all Democratic. But that is just me. Thank you so much for coming on
Thanks
with
for letting
us.
us pick your brain.
Thank you for letting us pick your brain because Alan likes to say random crap and
I told you.
so thank you so much, Megan, for coming on. Guys,
And
seriously,
freedom.
go to turningpointusa.net. It is amazing. I love the website. I love what they stand for.
Them too.
Wait, what are you still doing listening to us? Command T. turningpointusa.net. Go!
So Jeff,
Yes.
you think that fighting, sexual harassment, sexual assault, or someone killing someone's a good reason for someone to get suspended from their high school, middle school, elementary school, correct?
If not suspended, definitely expelled.
What about, well, rape would probably be pretty bad too.
I wouldn't even think expulsion would be okay. I think that jail time would be okay for that.
Well, what about a sweet, innocent little child not doing anything at all, but they hold up their hand like they're shooting a gun, but they're not really, they're just making pretend, and they're using their imagination.
Should they be suspended? No.
Oh,
Dude.
Wrong answer, Jeff, because the guy got suspended. I'm sorry, he did. You lose. Wrong. You
Yeah.
lose. He got suspended. Bye-bye.
This
You
is
are
a
the
s-
weakest link. Goodbye.
This is a stupid story. Paul Entrig, or something like that, says his 10-year-old son was suspended for 3 days because he pointed his finger like a gun. Now,
Bang, bang.
I'm going to tell you something. The radio station I'm interning getting
Bang, bang.
experience at, they have Electro Voice RE20s, and which is my dream microphone, Kyle Winner. Shut it. One of the rules, the normal things to do is to actually make a gun symbol with your hand, and that's as far away from the microphone as you should be. I should have been kicked out because I used the RE20 like last Thursday. I should have been kicked out. We shouldn't have any guns at all. No gun motions, no gun guns, no gun printing, no gun anything. Guns should just be illegal. You know, Alan, the Founding Fathers, when they wrote the Second Amendment, they only had muskets. And it took you a minute and a half just to reload a bullet. We don't need any weapons. We don't need little 10-year-olds in middle or elementary school in Columbus, Ohio, to make a look-alike firearm to another student pretending to shoot. We shouldn't have these freedoms because, Alan, you know why? Because the Founding Fathers were trying to say we have muskets. We don't have these different AK-47s. We don't have these assault weapons, Alan. We don't have these rights. This boy, he shouldn't have been suspended. He shouldn't have been expelled. He should have himself been arrested because he should know the right and wrong between guns and handguns. They're all the same, really.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm sorry that we have this little thing called imagination, free will, and make-believe. And we don't have to always be super serious. We're allowed to joke about some things every now and then. We have the freedom to laugh and have fun.
No, we can't. We must be serious all the time, because if we're not, then who's ever going to take us serious ever? No one.
The penguins in Antarctica.
So
They'll flap around and go, wee!
If this is your first episode with us, I'm obviously sarcastic. Alan is trying to be the other side, the normal side of this story. This is just ridiculous. A 10-year-old boy has a gun-like motion of his hand,
Bang, bang.
points it to another kid and goes,
Bang,
bang,
bang.
bang. And he gets suspended?
We're going, bang!
I think that is ridiculous. Now, my parents were a little crazy with toy guns. I had one, and it was taken away from me. Alan didn't have any. But I think this is so stupid.
We're going, bang, bang!
He probably didn't even say anything. He probably just put like...
When,
Now,
bam, bam,
do you think...
Bam, 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 bam.
Do you think it'll be a criminal charge if, let's say, me and Alan were walking down the city streets...
We're going bang bang to Jeff.
We're going to the Prince Street Cafe on like a Tuesday night. It's nice. It's raining. It feels good. Right after the show, and there's these two really attractive ladies, and we both go bang. You know, we bang bang, and we like try to make it look like they're hot and point finger guns at them.
Really like,
do you think we will be arrested if a cop comes by? And I guarantee you, in a couple of years, we will be. Because it's too much of a lookalike or something. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think it's so freaking stupid.
For going bang bang when you don't want to hurt anyone.
They say that they have a so-called zero tolerance policy on guns and drugs.
Yeah, what drug? Him sucking his finger, or what weapon? His fingernail?
Yeah, that's a good point. What was the gun?
Shave that into a shank to stab the teacher in the stomach? Yeah, right.
I don't even know if he knows what that means.
I learned it from Lockup on MSNBC. It's an interesting documentary series.
Yeah, but you're watching MSLST. Why are you doing that?
Because I was young and it was interesting, and they take inside jails and they talk to bad guys, and it's interesting for intellectual development of the mind. Learning about bad guys in jail.
Now, Alan, here's a question. What do you think we should be doing in Africa right now?
Maybe send them some food. Let people do missions over there. Be nice to them because they don't really hurt us. They seem like nice people.
Now, you're obviously wrong. I'm just going to tell you that right now. You're wrong.
Oh, man.
Because
I'm the weakest link.
You are the weakest link.
Goodbye.
Because we obviously need Facebook. We need the internet in Africa.
Tweet.
Because it is now a universal, worldwide right to be able to go on Facebook. I didn't know if you knew that, but Facebook, according to betabeat.com, or beta, I think it's beta, betabeat.com, it's a bird, it's a plane, nope, it's a Facebook internet drone. According to Internet, or a part of a project from internet.org with Facebook backing it, Facebook could have could bring some individual drones to Africa for internet access for Africans.
That's kind of scary.
Now, Alan was telling me already he doesn't like drones at all. I don't like them either. I think it's kind of creepy.
That is creepy. It is.
I think Amazon Prime. Now, we have Amazon Prime, me and my dad. Well, really my dad, but I use it all the time for him. And it's 2-day free shipping. We get Amazon Prime, instant video service. It's great. I love it. But now they might be doing a 30-minute drone delivery service. And at first I was like, that sounds awesome. I could get all of my packages for free with Amazon Prime for free in 30 minutes. This pop filter that I'm talking, like that's in front of my microphone right here, it took 3.5 days, not including weekends, because of a snowstorm. If they could bring a drone and take it down to my house, that would be awesome. But on a second thought, it's a drone.
And a drone could potentially be used in warfare, so why would you want that right in front of your face, knowing where you are, like it's Google Maps?
I think Google Maps is less creepy than the drone, because the drones, who knows what the heck they're doing? I mean, they're giving us internet access, but who really knows what else they're doing? Are they spying on us? I think we should not be spending $60 million for this, and I think we should spend $60 million on giving food to the people in Africa because they need it. I think it's ridiculous. I don't like it.
I think it's creepy.
Tell us on, well, number one, you can tell us on the forums,
Tweet us.
jfnfreeforums.net. You can tell us on the Jeff and Alan Show episode 7 page. You can also call us at 323-813-5227, and we might have your answers exclusively on our YouTube channel, which is you can get all, I forgot to say this at the beginning of the show, but you can get all of our episodes commercial free at youtube.com/The Jeff and Alan Show. Episode 1 now through 7. You can also get Megan Stoner's interview, which will be going up at midnight tonight or tomorrow morning. It'll go live. And then you can also get our favorite parts of the show, like the NSA rant. It's on a video on the YouTube page.
They know when you're watching the Phillies.
They know when you're sleeping.
They know if you switch to the Nationals game. They know if you're watching the Eagles.
Now, we are going to switch topics to something that's also kind of creepy and that our government is trying to hide from us for some reason. One reason or another. I don't know why they were trying to hide this story from us. But according to WikiLeaks, and I couldn't find it on WikiLeaks' website, but according to Edward Snowden and WikiLeaks, there were mysterious flying saucer slides found in documents hidden by none other than the United States government. Now, I'm looking at some pictures, and Alan, are you looking at these pictures, or is it just me?
I think it's just you because you have much better access to the stuff than I do.
Now, if you don't want me to be the only person to go on the JFN forums, and I have the link already on there now, and you can go ahead. It's UK Yahoo News. And,
do it!
And these so-called flying saucers, I like WikiLeaks because it gives us the ability to actually know what our government says and does that they don't want us to. But these
finally something transparency about this.
These UFO drone-looking things, I don't believe were the heartbeat. They look super fake. Why? Here's a question. And this is going to go towards the UFOs and the surveillance footage. Why the frick are all of these pictures taken on the worst possible cameras? I mean, I could take a picture of Alan waving to me on the moon with an XL or a DSL camera from
classic Kodak out of the 90s.
From my house. We have freaking Polaroids taking these pictures right now, and I don't understand why. I think it's stupid. Why the heck do we have to get the worst cameras not only to take pictures of things like UFOs, the Loch Ness Monster, all these like Bigfoot, all these superstitions? We also have the worst cameras, like video cameras, taking video of surveillance. If I wanted to have my business protected, I would get cameras from like TV studios coming in and they're like videotaping for me. I don't want this crap. I don't want the awful grainy images. But
even Survivor Man has great pictures and video quality on his show, and he's doing this out in the middle of nowhere in
supposedly
dirt and bug-infested areas, and nothing's getting on the lens. It's all beautiful, even in the middle of the night when it's complete darkness.
According to the UK news, the pictures have already been dismissed as an out-of-focus picture of a seagull having a poo. So,
wow.
I guess I was right. That picture, the second one, now that I see a seagull, oh, it looks exactly like a seagull flying. The top one looks like a top hat above a tree. Like the old Amish ones, you know. Well, me and Alan know. I don't know if any of you know because we're from Amish country.
Amishville, USA.
Yes, sir. Southern Central Pennsylvania.
We got Amishville, Mennonite land, Nowhere land, Fosnot country, Popeyeville.
Oh, my.
Everything around here.
Oh,
we got
my.
Tasty Cake land. We got Dutch Wonderland, Hershey
Hold on.
Park. We got
Okay.
everything. We got Penn
Alan.
National. We got all this
Alan.
stuff.
Listen.
Hey, Jeff, what's up?
Can someone please tell Alan that it's pronounced pot pie?
It's pronounced pot pie because it is an Amish Mennonite dish. There is a giant difference between pot pie, like the stuff they have at KFC, and pot pie, that is like a type of soup dish.
It's the same thing.
Big difference.
It's
it might be spelled the same way, but it's pronounced so differently.
No one pronounces pot pie.
How my grandmother said it. Pot pie is what they saw at KFC. My grandmother did not make what they were making at KFC. They're making this stuff with a crust like a legitimate pie, like an apple pie. Pot pie is with noodles and chicken and all that good stuff you have in like a soup dish.
Alan, next time I come over,
it's
you're making
Amish Mennonite dish.
You're making pot pie or pot pie for me, okay?
Okay, we'll make pot pie.
Next time I'm over.
We won't have pot pie. We'll have pot pie. Sounds good, Jeff. Let's do it.
Sounds good. Okay, so the next story we have also revolves around space and not pot pies.
Pie!
There's an asteroid.
Some pot pie now.
I
burger at Sugar Bowl soon, and I want pot pie now. Come on.
Do they have it over there?
No. The guy's Italian, I think. I don't know what ethnicity is, but he makes burgers and fries and subs and some good stuff. They don't make pot pie much in most restaurants, actually.
Okay, well, we have one more story, and then we're going to go.
Pot pie!
And besides pot pies and Alan's mispronunciation of the word pot pie, there is an asteroid passing Earth, and it will be closer to us than the moon is.
Let's swerve and go like
according to myfoxdc.com. An asteroid is headed this way, but even though it will come closer to the Earth than the moon is, astronomers think it will have no danger. The newly discovered asteroid, which I don't understand why it's newly discovered. I mean, we can see back 51 million light years away, and we can't even notice an asteroid in our own solar system.
They always have these things combined. It's always a slider, a curveball, a knuckleball, a changeup, a forkball. It's never a fastball barreling at us like a bullet.
It's called the 2014 DX-110, and it will hurtle between the moon and Earth on Wednesday. DX-110 will pass an estimate of 117 miles from Earth, the approximately 9/10 of the distance between the moon and the Earth. The asteroid is expected to be 45 to 130 feet across, and relatively close approaches like this occur all the time, though the DX-110 is extra close. Find more information at myfoxdc.com.
Yeah!
And we don't have time for our last story. We are running out of time real quickly here. I think we have like a minute left.
Because Jeff made me hungry for pot pie.
Oh my gosh.
Jeff, I'm going to get a burger. And that wasn't pot pie now. Come on.
I will not be eating dinner until like 10 o'clock tonight. Tuesday nights are awful for me when it comes to food.
You can go eat a tasty cake pie at your local Turkey Hill.
I don't want to go to Turkey Hill. That costs money.
Fine, then go to Ruts and get one.
Possibly.
It'll probably be closed by the time you get there, but you can see someone drop one in the parking lot.
Possibly. Hey, it is the end of our show. Thank you so much for watching. I do want to give a shout out to Dallas Dynasty. It's a brand new show here on the Junior Factor Nation Radio Network. He goes on at 6 p.m. Eastern, right before me and Alan's show. And his first episode was approximately 54 minutes long.
Yeah.
We have another announcement about the Jeff and Alan show. Not only do we have, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a phone number, but we also, we're still pending for iHeartRadio. But do not fear, you can get us on your iPhone, iPod, whatever, on iTunes. Look up the Jeff and Alan show on iTunes.
The classic iPod Touch.
You could go on the classic iPod Touch. But I do want to shout out an app right now. It's called Instacast, and it's on the App Store, okay? And all you have to do is download it. I think it's $1.99, possibly 99 cents. You press a little plus button at the lower left-hand corner of the main screen. Look up the Jeff and Alan show and subscribe, and you can download the shows right onto that app. And you can put us on 1.5 times, 2 times, half time, whatever. I love that.
1 million times.
I am subscribed to so many different podcasts, but we are over our time. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Jeff Hamill. I am with
Alan Klang.
Thank you so much for listening. We will catch you guys next time. Happy beginning of Lent. And until next time, may
Tweet
God
us, call
bless.
us, do it.
May God bless us, and may God save this great nation.
USA.
Yeah.